So we're back, lesson number 2. Something that I didn't mention in the last video was that I use American terms. I'm English, but I use American terms. That was the way I learned. I learned from somebody who used American terms, so I will always use American terms because otherwise it just gets really confusing. What I will try to do is I will try to put the English term in somewhere along the video, so hopefully it will pop up. So today we are going to be looking into actually crochet. We've done stitches, we did foundation chains and chain stitches and magic loop. What we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at actually crocheting into chains. So we're going to start with a normal chain and then we're going to crochet into that. Now, one thing that I did say in the last video was that you could use a bigger hook size than the pattern asks for when you're practicing, and sometimes it's useful to just know. So what I've got here is a 4.5mm crochet hook. So I'm going to start off with this one, which is going to give me a bigger size stitch to work into on my way back. There we go. Okay, so I'm now taking that one out and I'm switching over to this one, which is a 3.5. Now, by using the bigger hook, we've made the chains a little bit bigger, which will make it easier for us to work in on our way back through. Now, when crocheting, you never count the loop on your your hook. And most patterns, for if you're single crocheting across, they will say skip the first stitch or single crochet into the second chain from the hook. This is not counted. This is the first one, kind of looks like a weird V, and then this is the second one, which is much more of a V. So we are going to single crochet into that stitch. So I'm going to show you how to do that again. Find the next stitch and a single crochet in, pull up a loop, bring it through, yarn over, pull through both. In the next stitch, yarn over, bring it through, pull through both. In the stitch, pull it through, yarn over, pull through both. There we go. I'm not going to work through the rest of those stitches. Now, to carry on, you can chain one and turn your work. You can turn your work, then chain one, whatever works for you. And then you go to the first stitch, and the stitches are these V's that run along the top. You can see the V running along there. And if you go this way, you can see these indents running along, just there. That's where you want to be putting your hook. So you put your hook in, and then you can see you've got 2 strands going over your hook. Pull that through, and it's exactly the same thing. You go into the indent, there's the 2 loops, pull through 2. Now I'm going to get to this end bit, and sometimes it can be quite difficult to see where the next stitch is. Just need to turn it slightly until you see that V shape. There's that V shape, and then you can just go in, get 2 strands over there and put through. Sometimes it can be quite difficult to see the stitch when you're working back through, so this was a good tip that I saw someone, and I do this even now on certain patterns that I'm working on. If I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the stitch on my way back, I will just put that in there, and I know now that when I come back through I'm going to be able to find that stitch. This one. Now if you look here, you know that stitch is there, it's clearly marked, and you can just go in and do that. Next one we're going to do is the half double crochet stitch. Okay, we're going to skip 3 chains. We're going to yarn over 1, 2, 3, work into that one and pull through all 3. Yarn over into the next chain and pull through all 3. So that is how you do a half double crochet. Chain 2, turn. If you want to, you can use a stitch marker at this point. Put the stitch marker in the last stitch that you did. Remember, we never include the big loop that's on our hook. And that will, hopefully that will make it easier for you to find the stitch on the way back. So we're classing that as a stitch, so we're going to skip this one, go into the next one. Speed this bit up a bit so you don't have to sit through me just doing half double crochets. I'm just going to get back to the other side. Now, as you can see, I'm not sure if I've got 2 strands or 1 strand there. Oh, I've got 2. Yeah. That was lucky, that don't usually happen. And there you go, that's your half double crochet. Okay, so the next one is how to do a double crochet. So to do a double crochet, we've got a normal chain. We don't count the first one on our hook. There's the first, there's the second, there's the third. Some patterns say the third chain, some say the fourth. I'm going to go into the fourth one. 1, 2, 4. Yarn over, go into there, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, into there, pull through 2, pull through 2, into the stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, into the next one, pull through 2, pull through 2, into the next one, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, now I'm going to chain 2, actually I'll chain 3. Now in the pattern it will say does or does not count as a stitch. If it says it does count as a stitch, you need to ignore this one here, this little indent here. So in this case we're going to ignore that stitch and then we're going to work into the next one. So we're going to yarn over, put our hook through the stitch like we did with the single crochet, pull up a loop, draw through 2, draw through those 2. Now the pattern may have stated whether or not the chain counts as a stitch. I tend to, it really does depend on what the pattern says. If it says that the chain counts as a stitch, then you have to put another one in there. I always struggle doing this, which is why I don't like to do it. I'm not very good at getting stitches out of chains. And there you have your double crochet stitch.